breaking dawn. Now rise up like a phoenix right at dawn's first light, tearing off my blinders, scorching through the night. No more chained by rumors or the poison lies. I'll find my freedom when the truth will rise. Forward ever, onward, never looking back again. Stamping out the darkness, feel the roaring wind.
Echoes of the doubters trying to slow my pace. Thunder in my footsteps, feel the wind I chase. Chains can't hold my spirit, justice is my crown. I'm riding into sunrise, claiming every town.
No fear in my reflection, shedding every guise. In the roar of freedom's chorus, hear my battle cry. I rise up like a phoenix riding north's first light, tearing off my blindness, scorching through the night. No more chained by rumors or the poison lies. I find my freedom where the truth will rise. Forward ever, onward, never looking back again. Stamping out the darkness, feel the roaring wind.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Whoop, whoop. Fair game for the public to hear as we continue this spooky Halloween weekend with new news, worth hearing, uber good. So there is a lot going on. And, you know, it's really strange how the authorities, yes, I say the authorities, ISP, does a massive document drop. And then we see new videos circulating to, I suppose, offset the new document drop. If you all are watching the patterns, get ready. You guys are going to poop a pumpkin. Welcome every single one of you. I love it. Critic Rick, welcome in. Whoop whoop, Grammy T. Love it. Love it. They were that embarrassed. That's why they didn't want to release it. Oh, I can't believe we were on live for 2 hours last night covering this wild adventure by meaning to tell you your extended warranty. Amanda be in the house. Whoop, whoop. Some OGs are in this chat. We love it. Welcome into the nest. Hey, everyone. This is Saturday. Happy November 1st. We are getting into fall, and I cannot wait to see who falls over all this BS in the IDAHO4, because someone has a long way to fall. That is for sure. So let's get to it. Welcome in, everyone. I'm going to welcome y'all in. Terry, welcome in. Oh, my. Oh, welcome in. I want to line dance. Makes you want to get up out of your chair. Whoopee. Hey, okie dokie, Lisa. How you doing, honey? Donna Rosa in the house. Makes me want to go dancing. Yeah, I figured something a little bit more upbeat, right? And y'all have to forgive me. I need to step away for one quick second because I don't have my computer glasses and it is going to be hard for me to get through this without them. So give me one quick second. Okay, so after a long long day yesterday and a longer day today, I did finally have a quick nap and decided, you know what, we need to go and we need to keep going through these documents. But don't worry, like I said last night, I promised that I would go through these documents, and I have got some interesting things for you. I'm sure you've seen videos floating around, and I think somebody is doing a little damage control out there. Hey, Miss Jess, welcome in. Who scored a lot of candy? That was my first question. So as we watch whoever is about to go down in the IDAHO4, who scored last night? Now, I admit I ate 2 fun-size M&Ms and 1 little tiny Snickers. I will admit, I couldn't pass it up. You know, I didn't even get any candy from all these freaking trick-or-treaters, and I handed out 4 big bags of candy. Well, actually, I should take that back. 2 large chocolate bags of candy, pretzels, and those Welch's little gummies, which are absolutely amazing. Reese's, please. I'm not picky. Only 10, please. I made chocolate, strawberries. I am gluten-free. I hear you. Yum, yum, yum. We had to go gluten-free for a very long time. My daughter had anaphylaxis twice, and she was allergic to almost 9 major food groups. It was bad. It was a rough time for us, and thank God she's not over it, but she just has to be very careful of what she eats and what she selects. And it was a learning experience, of course. So, let's do this. Let's start this. You know, last night there were a lot of kids walking around in Halloween costumes, and a lot of them obviously were decked out, and a lot of them were wearing gloves. Okay. And when I saw this, glove, I was like, what is going on in this story? Now, I'm just going to come out and say it. This is not speculation. This is actually been saying it for a while, folks. For some odd reason, this case, there were a lot of perpetrators, guys. There were a lot of perpetrators, period. No one can tell me anything different. There were a lot of suspects on these documents. And, when I looked at this glove and I thought, what the heck? This is page 613 in the new documents that were released. Okay. This is the polar penguin glove mentioned in the Moscow Police Department documents. And I'm going to share that with you real quick because this is wild. This glove, they said it was found on 11/24. Okay. This was 11/24. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, wait, what? Here is the Moscow Police Department document. Let me make this a little larger. On 12/4/22, Payne wrote this report. Vehicle test runs and glove collection 157. Okay, what's the big deal with that? Well, it was one of the pages that I read, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you. So he goes down and he says, okay, I'm going to write this. I picked up the evidence, item 266 glove narrative at approximately 5 o'clock on 11/24. Y'all, wasn't that Thanksgiving in 2022? November 24th, 2022. When was Thanksgiving? Was Payne just working overtime? Because, yeah, that was factually Thanksgiving. Right there. Thanksgiving Day, November 24th, 2022. So Payne was working on Thanksgiving. All right. He had to do a vehicle test runs and glove collection. He knew that everybody would be out of town in that area. He knew that whole area was full of what? College students. So he goes out there on Thanksgiving Day and he does vehicle test runs and a glove collection. He finds a glove, item 266 glove. At approximately yada 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 on Thanksgiving Day, I took the MPD school car, and it's a silver Ford Fusion, and drove the route, yada yada yada, did the test runs. I also walked down and spoke with Tesdall, who was on security on Thanksgiving. What? So they're both at the crime scene together. And they walked down there, and he spoke to him for a moment, and I began to walk back to my patrol vehicle. As I did so, now he doesn't say where he's parked. It doesn't say in the vicinity yet. I noticed a black glove laying in the parking lot, approximately 25 feet from the front door. A parking lot, about 25 feet from the front door. So 1122 King Road, obviously, we've seen this a lot of times. And I'm going to share this picture really quick. It's really simple because if you can calculate 25 feet from this picture, when I first read this, I was like, oh, maybe just somebody dropped their glove. Just like, whoops, somebody dropped their underwear, right? I thought, no big deal. Whoops, right? 25 feet is not that far from the front door. And that's exactly what he says. Approximately 25 feet from the front door. That's probably a route right where this trash can is. How could nobody see that trash can? How could no one see that trash can? It says Payne found the glove. I know that someone else is saying they found the glove, but I'm just reading this document that says they found the glove. Now, I remember someone called it in, I believe, and gave them a tip, but this is a little spooky. The glove, here it is, was laying palm up. Right there. The glove was laying palm up and appeared to have been laying that spot for a couple of days, as it didn't have any snow on it. So here's my question right here on this statement. Imagine going to a crime scene on Thanksgiving, and just so happens that, the officer on duty that night is actually guarding the house. Remember, the reason I showed you this picture is that somebody was on duty guarding the house. Okay? So they had somebody on patrol guarding the house, and the glove was laying palm up almost 12 days later. Okay? What about the underwear? Did they pick up the underwear? And then he says, I nudged the glove with my toe boot and found it was frozen to the ground. I asked Tesdall for rubber gloves and his flashlight. Upon further examination, there appeared to be dark fluid-like substance on the glove. The substance color and consistency was consistent with dried blood. Officer Tesdall provided me an evidence bag, and I collected the glove as evidence. The glove is a polar penguin glove. Bingo, bango. There's the back side. Here's the front side. Let me grab that picture for you. Because it does say polar penguin. Now, where are these gloves kind of sold? Anybody have an idea? Anyone have idea where they are sold? Because I bought them before at Walmart. You could buy them off of eBay. You can buy them at, certain places. Uline is kind of like a, a supply store. But this specific type of glove, I've seen these supplied by certain companies. Okay. And I'm thinking to myself, this looks like somebody's work glove. Like they took them from work and used them outside of work. And these are, they look like winter lined. They're napped terry gloves. They're ideal for low temperature areas like freezers or for the winter seasons. And I'm thinking to myself, who else saw this glove frozen to the ground around the crime scene? These are a specific type of glove. Okay? It's not just, I mean, if you Google, here, I'll do this real quick. Polar penguin. This has the item number 3396BK. Doesn't mean it's Brian Koberger. That's just the type of glove it is. And it says majestic. And let me just see. Hold on a minute. These say with foam, without foam. This looks like a high-end type of work glove that you don't cut yourself. And whether you're working in a warehouse and you need box cutter, or you work with a box cutter, stuff like that, these gloves, and the green designate the size. The blue is a different size. And I searched all over the internet for these gloves, and it looks like perhaps this type of glove by them was discontinued, in my humble opinion, from what I can't find on the internet, or not buy this brand in this option. Okay. So somebody had to have a stock of these gloves where they work, perhaps, in my humble opinion. But it is for cold, and it is for somebody that grippy, somebody who placed an order like a company. You can get them on eBay, but they're usually bought in big bulk, right? In this type of brand and in this type of color. And that was just what I found. Okay. I mean, if somebody finds it, great. I looked all over. It looks like this could possibly a discontinued type of glove based on the color and based on that part number. But if somebody could possibly, picked up this glove, I mean, Idaho has a lot of industrial type of companies in that area. Okay. And let's just say that they worked at like a big facility like Chobani, or, somewhere where they would work in a warehouse type of position. Now, this is just in my humble opinion. I'm no expert. Somebody who worked at maybe a big restaurant like Walmart with freezers. Yes, Wicca Wicca. Yes. Okay, absolutely. Someone who worked at a big factory. Law enforcement, no, they usually are issued a really nice set of gloves. And no, you can't buy these just anywhere, Wild Wild West. Some models you can, some you can't. Okay? I did a lot of research on this stupid glove a long time ago. And it is for the winter. And it's because of the grub truck. Is that what you're saying? Costco, it's cut resistant. Yes. This is a specific glove. Yeah. They're made for a purpose. And if you start doing some research on this glove, you're going to find out very quickly. You can't just buy these anywhere. These are typically bought by bigger companies in bulk, and they don't sell this brand anymore. Not in this style, not in this specific band color. You can find some at Home Depot, which are the blue ones. You can. Yeah, you can. But if you search that particular glove, that particular band color, the size, you're not going to find them anymore because they have moved over to the blue band. And there are some other brands out there that are comparable, but they did move to the blue band. I don't know why, but they discontinue old products all the time. So if a company had this laying around, okay, and this Majestic 3396 BK glove was available out there to the general public, you would be able to find them online. So type in, if you're looking online and you got a dual device and you just want to explore, type in Majestic 3396 BK and tell me where you find them to buy. We're just doing a little exercise here, guys. And I am not using a Google search. I'll use a Google search and I'll search that one too, because I know most people will be using probably Google. If you have Safari, Google it. I give you a challenge right now. If you can find this exact glove for sale with this green band specifically, because I will show you, this is the results you're going to find when I started searching for this specific glove after seeing it finally in the ISP documents. Okay. So super fit, pre-curved for winter, Majestic glove. I don't see any with the green band that are black. Nope. Nope. And let's just take a look at this little polar. Let's do this together as a little bit of field work. Majestic, reliable in safety, polar penguin. Okay. Wow. Here is the black and green, but it is the bright safety green, the red, and the black. And this is what they sell today. Okay. And you can take a look at how rugged and how strong they are. And you can see that these are grippy and they're, so you have safety. Safety from what? From what? And I started thinking, okay, they're good for winter and freezer. Yep, check. Acrylic knit liner. Yep, to keep your hands warm. Black foam lated coated palm for excellent grip, especially if you want to grab something, and wear resistant. Interesting. Pre-curved, hand fatigue, super fit grip. Okay, perfect. All right, good deal, right? That doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that somebody's guilty because they had these gloves, but it would be okay. But these gloves tested for blood. Now, they don't tell us blood, whose blood, but it says positive for doing a cleanup job, perhaps bushes, doing yard work, working in a very cold, extreme outdoor type of event, right? This is the type of glove that you are going to go to for reliable and safety. So when you start thinking, and this is part of the winter glove line, this is not the exact glove. Here is just a kind of a spec sheet on the gloves themselves. So when you start looking at this and you're thinking, okay, well, this is the exact item. This is the exact item that is on this glove in the ISP. So why is this so important? Why would this be so important? This glove looks like, to me, somebody who works in a freezer, warehouse, something of that effect, maybe even, I would say, mild construction, lawn care, maintenance, definitely maintenance. Could have fell out of a car, absolutely, like the underwear. Or wait a minute, that was somebody who was doing their laundry, that walked across the street, that dropped their underwear and didn't go back to pick it up. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. And Les, you just said something really smart. Those rich kids wouldn't be caught dead wearing those gloves. They would have worn something more trendy, in your humble opinion. Okay. Why am I so fixated on the glove? It is not because it's the OJ. If it doesn't fit, you must quit. No, it is the fact that this glove could have been worn by a hardworking individual that was involved in a nefarious crime. Right? Take a screenshot, put it into ChatGPT. Okay, I'll run over there. Hold on 1 second, and we'll do a live dig while we're at it. How about that? Let's see what ChatGPT says about this glove. Tell me everything you know about this glove. Glove like I am 5 years old and why it's so important for me to wear one. Let's see what it says. Hold on, let me grab my screen so you can see it. Oh, this is good. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Okay, what is this glove? Okay, let's talk like you're about 5 years old. Nice. Let's see. What is, let me make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if I can. So it says, this is a black work glove made by the company called Majestic. The model is the Polar Penguin 3396BK. It's the type of glove people wear when they need to protect their hands, working outside in the cold while carrying rough things. Interesting. So interesting. I'm watching the chat. So, yeah. Okay. It's called the Penguin because it's made for cold weather and tough work. Whoa. Why is it important? Picking up sticks or wood, touching something dirty or sharp. Playing in the snow, helping carry heavy tools, keeps your hands safe and warm and clean. Without gloves, your hands would obviously get cold, get scratched, or cut. Could leave fingerprints or DNA on things without gloves. Look at that. I didn't even ask it. Why would it be so important in carrying it in the IDAHO4 case? You might pick up germs or dirt. Okay, got it. This where the circles and arrows and notes on the picture, the circles show places the police swabbed, wiped a cotton swab, or looked for skin cells, DNA, possible fingerprints, or other clues. This means the glove might tell them who wore it and what it touched. Why is there a ruler? The ruler tells the exact size. And why is the glove important to the crime? Hide fingerprints, keeping someone from leaving DNA, showing who was really there, the DNA on the inside of the glove, and connect a person or an object to the tool or car. So, even though someone may wear a glove to hide evidence, the glove can become evidence itself. So, do I want, yeah, let me do this. Let me just say yes. I'm curious to see what it's going to say. It said, do you want a comparison of other gloves found in the IDAHO4 case? 0+ means positive and negative is negative. Work glove, knitted black, forensic gold, DNA. That doesn't say anything else. How investigators trace when the glove was purchased. Let's see what it says. First, they identify the brand and the model, the manufacturer, the distributor, the retailer, the customer, the SKU. If the glove was bought on Amazon, Grainger, Home Depot, Walmart, order a ship date if the glove was secondhand, somebody else had it on, criminal makes a mistake, the blood becomes evidence, yada, 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 yada. It's pretty common sense. We really don't need AI for that. But when you start looking at the glove, you start looking at where it tested positive. On the band right here on the bottom, there is a spot. You can see the dark spot. You can see up here where it tested positive. You can see the dark spots and the dark spots. And according to the document, there was positive blood test. But whose? And someone just said what I was thinking. The groundskeeper at the university, in our humble opinion, allegedly. Maybe. It could be because he was named in the documents. But, it really didn't say who. Didn't say who. On the inside, you can definitely tell that they touched blood all over this glove. Everywhere on the inside of this glove tested positive. Bam, 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 bam. All over the inside of this glove. Now, remember, Payne said he found this glove on Thanksgiving and he picked it up with Testel's flashlight and a pair of gloves that he gave him. Then the glove he marked, he says, how did he know this? This type of glove is often used for concrete work. How did he know that by just looking at the glove? How did he know this? When in fact, I just read to you the manufacturer that said what this glove is often used for. Did anybody else read concrete work? Bueller. Then he brought the glove back to MPD and booked it into evidence for submission. Okay, so we know it got into submission. We know that he wrote this report and it was reviewed on December 5th. But if you look at this lab report, if you look at the actual document in the lab report, this is on page 614, area swabbed. Let's look for the date that it was given to the Moscow Police Department. Let's look at the date. They marked it that they received it on 12/2/22. So he picked it up on the 24th, Thanksgiving, mind you, wrote the report on the 4th. He picked it up on the 24th, wrote this report on the 4th, but the state ISP lab says that they brought it in on the 2nd of December. On December. So that's a couple of weeks later. But how did he wrote the report after he gave it to ISP? And where's the chain of custody for this item? I mean, you have to really ask about these chain of custodies, because it looks like there's a lot of broken evidence. And whose blood was tested and found positive? No report. Thank you, Marissa. Of course, the report has just disappeared, like a lot of other things that we have speculated. What is going on in this case? Is there intentional misleading chain of custody? Is this on purpose? Or was it just, whoops, we forgot? There doesn't have to be a chain of custody because Brian Kober is factually innocent. Either he's a Fed or informant and he is in protective custody because he got exposed. Oh, in my humble opinion, So where is the DNA testing from the inside of this glove? Who wore this glove? Who wore this glove? I want to know. Don't you? Wouldn't that solve a lot of this problem that they're having? If they know the inside DNA of this glove, they can eliminate some people that have been really questionable from the beginning, right? I mean, if we really think about it, it would solve a lot of the problems. I mean, okay, let me ask you a question, chat. This is going to get really interactive. That could be the fabric impression. Abso-freaking-lutely. You must be reading my mind, Marissa. When I was going through these documents and after last night, what we saw on the impression, either someone was holding someone down or someone was kneeling on someone. And if it had been a fabric impression, it could have been a pair of jeans because that has a really good, fabric impression. But this looks like this could actually be a really good fabric impression. And when I say fabric, these gloves are grippy and it looks like a specific pattern. I wish we could absolutely see if that was the pattern. But again, if you look at the documents, they have redacted a lot of the pictures in these documents. Okay? It is exhausting, but there's a reason. They put out 2,356 pages thinking no one's going to ever go through this. No one's ever going to read this. These gloves come from a specific place, a specific vendor. And why would Payne out of the blue just say, oh, it looks like gloves that in concrete work? That doesn't look like concrete on there to me. It looks like blood. Okay, so yes, and I want to clarify something. Moscow Police Department was the agency in this case. They do not do their own forensics. They have to send it to the ISP. And let me tell you, the one document that sealed it for me last night when I read these is this document right here on page 603. If you have gone through these documents, you will see some things that don't make sense. And this document date was 11/13/2022, the offense of the murders. The date of all this evidence that was accepted was on the 16th. And look at all these redacted subjects' names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 subjects. Now, they didn't label them suspects, but they say 10 subjects. We want you to test all 10 of these subjects. And we want to know, guys, if you could please tell me if any of these subjects match any of these knife sheets. Okay? 10 subjects. How could they say, well, this was item 40 on the polar black glove, by the way. The palm, the sticky figure. Now, they do reference the swabs on the inside of the glove, and that was 40.04. But they did have oral swabs from a lot of these individuals. So I went up and I went to go look item 40.4. And that was the inside of the polar. There were only 5 that showed. There were 2 swabs used on the inside, and they got a positive result. That's the total for testing on the inside, the outside, the back side, the top side. Okay? So if they know that it was positive for testing and the date of analysis was on the 2nd, whose glove was this? Did they find the owner of this glove? Did they find the owner, the wearer of this glove? They did test. They did find positive value. They never give us the answer because they've redacted. You'll go through pages where it's completely black. The whole thing has been redacted. But yes, they did swab the inside of this freaking glove. And they gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 swabs of DNA from who they thought perhaps these people may be not suspects yet, but subjects. And they were looking for specific DNA. Now, here was the partial DNA profile obtained from this item, 40.4. It indicates a mixture of DNA with a major profile. Assuming a 2-person mixture, a second unknown individual is a potential contributor to the minor profile. The same unknown male D from item 40.01 is a contributor of the major DNA profile. Due to the low level of results and limited data, no conclusions could be made regarding the minor contributor. Okay, that was the only DNA that they were able to pull. And what was that item? It was an unknown male D. That was 40.1, was unknown male D. And I'll grab that one for you. I'm just waiting for this to catch up. So it was a previous DNA profile that was on report 13 issued on the 17th. That is the unknown male D. Male E is not the source of the DNA from this item. So who was that? Male D. Item 40.1. I don't think it was the DNA from the garbage. It says clearly, the partial profile previously obtained, item 40.1, see this, was determined to be from an unknown male. Brian Koberger is not. I feel like I'm Maury Povich. Brian Koberger is not the source of the DNA profile for this item. Not. Nada, zip, zilch, none, nit, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, they are. That is a really good point. Police officers, yeah, they have different types of gloves, especially to protect them. They're tactical. So what was 40.1? That was the swab of stain under palm, under pointer finger, in the glove. This was not Brian Koberger's glove. Factually innocent. But here's the deal, guys. Remember the dates that I just told you the lab got this and the test came back? Report number 9. ISP knew they were testing Koberger early on. They had to have got his name from somewhere. And it wasn't only MPD, it was ISP that knew. Now, I don't think that Payne absolutely knew until the 19th, but somebody above him had to have known. This was the inside pointing finger in the glove, and they tested it on the 2nd of December. And in this report, they say, nope, wasn't Kohberger's DNA. And that was the swab on the inside of the palm under pointy finger. So it had to have been right here, right where this little box is. Right there. 40.1. Majority of the stain remaining on glove. Stain starts between the palm finger and the middle finger, right here. There's the report. And I don't know if that was up on the screen when I just showed you the last one. This was the item 40.1 swab from the stain under the pointer finger right here. All right. And then this is where it said not Brian Kohberger. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. It's got to read through all these pages. That's the blood transfer from 40.1. 40.1 is the whole swab. That's the palm of the glove on the pointer finger. And the explanation right here, it was determined to be a unknown male D. And wait till you get this. Somebody didn't redact this for a reason. I caught it and I thought, this is a load of wow. Let me read this, what it says. I got to read my notes real quick. Hold on. So, the DNA profile obtained from items 38 and 39 match was previously obtained from a known reference sample of blank. This DNA is 80.4 non-million times more likely to be seen if John Showalter is the source than if an unrelated individual randomly selected from the general population is the source. Okay, so what was items 38 and 39? Hold on to your seat. I want to show you this real quick, that Kohberger was not the individual on 40.1. Hold on, let me make sure it's searching. Hold on. So it is male D. Report 13 on the 17th. And they still arrested him. They knew on the 17th of 2022 it was not Brian Kohberger. They knew it. Right here. On this bloody glove. And they still arrested. Right here. It says, the partial DNA previously obtained from 40.1 report on the 17th was determined to be from an unknown male. Brian Kohberger is not the source of DNA profile on this item. And they still freaking arrested him, guys. This should be enough to say enough is enough. What in the holy Idaho is going on? Amanda, if you got to run, honey, go. Your mom comes first. And believe me, okie dokie, Lisa, you have a great point. But remember, Payne was put in charge. Somebody else was above him. They didn't have to give him any information. They could have said, look, this is your guy, go get him. And he's like, okay, you're my superior, you're my authority, I'm going to go do it. They could have held back this information from any lower, somebody with not a need to know. Now, let's go back and look at what item 38 was, that they say it would more likely be John Showalter than anyone else. And I bet they are running for the hills, because I'm going to show you a video that was released today or late last night, because they knew this was coming out. They knew this was coming out. 38 was swabs of item 264 at the scene. So go back to the Moscow Police Department, and I'm going to look for item 264. I have to go all the way to evidence because these are not searchable. If anybody who has done these documents and in and out. 264. I got to go down. Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. I hope you guys like this field trip. 264. This is one of the hidden ones. Hold on. Is a blood swab. So they got his DNA. That's a blood swab. So let's go back to this one. And it says 38 and 39 are 2 swabs admitted from the scene. 261, 2. There's another blood swab. 2 blood swabs. All right. From the scene of the crime. And they say it's more likely that it would be Jack Showalter's than just some random person. So you mean to tell me that Jack Showalter's DNA was at the scene of the crime and he didn't know Kaylee, but he knew Maddie? Why was his DNA in that house? Did he party in that house? Was there a party going on? What was going on? Item 38, 2 swabs. What in the holy heck is going on? I mean, who would have known that any of these DNA at the scene of the crime would be Showalter's? That's what this document's saying. Allegedly, it says the DNA profiles right here. Let's look at it. That's that. The DNA profiles obtained from 38 and 39 match the previously obtained reference sample. The DNA is more likely to be seen if Jack Showalter is the source than an unrelated individual randomly selected from a general population of the source. Okay. And those were the labs. Those were the swabs. But they don't tell us what else. Something at the scene of the crime matched John Showalter. They said it was more likely to be him than some random person walking around on this planet. So what was at the crime scene that you could think of that could possibly belong to John, actually is his real name, aka possibly because they did, my friend, and which brings into a great segment, they did find what? They did find actual latent prints on the beer cans. On the beer cans. What was it? I did a video. What was it? Keystone Light. Busted. I love it. Busted. Yeah, the beer cans were a latent print. They did take off the beer cans, and I'll pull it up real quick, but they didn't specify whose latent prints they were. This is the whole freaking story of this case. We want to know. They don't want us to know because, like I said from the beginning, they knew. This had to have been alleged cover-up. Absolutely. They knew that this was out of control in this area, in this little tiny area of the world. A beer can that had 2 side dents, found on the stairs. It didn't say what they were testing for, but they did pull latent fingerprints, and I'm going to show you those fingerprints right now. They did pull latent fingerprints. I'm reading the chat. Hold on. Yeah. Was it in Kaylee's room or was it in Bethany's room, y'all? Or was it in Xana's room? Because I thought these beer cans were on Xana's dresser, not anyone else's. I thought it was in Xana's room on her vanity. So it says, item 66, 1 Keystone Light can. They were processed, all of these items, for latent prints. There were latent prints were observed. They were developed. They did find these prints on these items. Yes, they did. And they've been forwarded for comparison. They found 33 latent prints. They were marked and preserved. Digital images were sent. And these images are actually on, and they start at page, what did I reference? Hold on. And it was on the vanity. Empty beer can item right here on the vanity. They were there. They noted it. They noted it. Yeah, I'm going to go over that, Lisa, one second. They were all over the room. They were all over. Well, I don't know where. I thought it said all empty beer cans were found on the vanity. I mean, I'm on down page 1079. That's the backpack. Yeah, they were there. They admitted it in the forensic backpack was there last night. We read through that. Empty beer can on the vanity once again. They have a photo here. And they actually show the impressions in the beer can in a diagram that shows you exactly the prints that they were able to pull out. Okay, here's the pictures of the Keystone Light. And then the examiner or the forensic, the guy in the lab, the woman, whoever it is that did it, they have diagrams of where they found these prints. Yep. All these latent prints that they found. Did anybody catch how many? It's like right in your face, right in our faces. There was a bloody beer case in Xana's closet. I caught that. Yes, we did. From the very first releasing of the photos from ISP. Absolutely. There was. Caleb, that is a great question. In my humble opinion, I think he is the only one being protected. Someone is protecting him from the state of Idaho, and they have put him in the prison, in my humble opinion. Okay? If you guys are just in here, go ahead and drop a like, please. I bring you the facts and the evidence. If you appreciate that type of true reporting or, content, I'm not getting into the creator drama. I'm not going there. So if you look at this document, hold on, I just went too far. This is where they found the fingerprints. It doesn't say what type of fingerprints, but look at the right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me go down to the next one. That is a great question, Caleb. Why is he? If somebody can tell me why he is, other than I think he is in protective custody, in my humble opinion, I think he's the one being protected 24 hours guarded a day. Think about it. If we know that he factually did not do this crime, and those individuals that did this crime are still walking because of their elite status in this messed up situation, I think that Bryan Kohberger is the one being protected. And do you know that I have a great source that told me not only was Bryan Kohberger's house where he grew up is in a gated community, she drives by there and His parents have not been home since the day he pled guilty. His parents have not been home since the day he pled guilty. Well, now, don't get me wrong. Maybe they retired and they decided that they were going to go on a trip somewhere and just stay out of the country, or perhaps relocate just for their own safety. But I have a feeling that that's exactly what happened. Brian Kohberger is possibly in protective custody. Did he do this? Factually innocent. There's another fingerprint. See all these little marks on here? Those are the actual fingerprints. Those are the cans. Those are the actual pictures right here, 68.7. They label all these individual fingerprints so that they have a little area. In my humble opinion, we're not going to get a smoking red hot lead in this. We're only going to get to see a little bit more, but I think they're releasing these documents a little at a time to build up to what we may already know, in my humble opinion. Think about it. We keep getting a little bit more information, just a tiny bit more information, just enough to hold us over to the suspense that a lot of people are looking at this case. I mean, look at the redaction on this, guys. I mean, there are pages that are completely blacked out. Oh, good. Oh, look, listen to this. You have got to be kidding me. I believe me, here's the diagrams of the prints that we were talking about. But let me just give you all an update. If you were in here last night, Marissa shared with us that her mom had surgery and she wasn't getting her meds. And we all agreed that prayer was going to be answered. And real quick, Phoenix, Mom says, thank you for the prayers. She got her meds yesterday afternoon, finally. I believed it yesterday it would happen. Look at that. Thank God. That is great results. Great news. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the update, Marissa. We appreciate you. So here is the diagrams that they took. They blocked all these out, but I thought that was very interesting. One other thing, we've talked a lot about the knife sheath. We've talked about this and that. We talked about Eric Gower and the car that allegedly they left in. And I wanted to just show you real quick a picture. You all saw the knife sheath last night, so I'm not going to go over that again. There was, hold on one second. Let me grab this video. And I don't know if you all saw this. D's True Crime released this on TikTok yesterday, late last night, I believe. No, 6 hours ago, just today. Let me give you this real quick. Let's see this video. Let me share this one instead. Let me remove that. Let me pull this up. I'll make it as big as I can and listen to this. I can't listen to it, but I'll get a copyright hit for the music. But it says Eric Gower parked in front of the grub truck. Hold on. Waiting for Kaylee and Maddie to get their food. You can see them entering his car as he drives off to drop them off at home. So they did enter from the right side of the screen. They did enter into the grub truck, ordered right here in the back, picked up their food here, and then leave. And let's finish watching this. They're saying that is them running off, getting in this Prius. And that is Jack Showalter. But let me show you something. Right there, that is a corner. You turn the corner and you walk down the street. car drove off. He didn't say, hey, wait, stop, wait for me. He didn't say anything. Yes, I thought also that they got into a light colored Prius, a silver color. But see, in the document that we looked at the other day that we were looking through in the state's, hold on, let me pull that up. State's Evidence 3, hold on. This is the document, State Exhibit. Let me pull this up. And here's what my point was. Prius, PR. We'll look at this one more time. I shared this the other day, and this was weird too. This says Eric Gower took a picture of his inside of his car right here. Let me see if I can roll this down a little. Right here in the yellow. And what they did is they left out the color. I don't see a color of this vehicle on here at all, but it says at the top of this sheet, it says description. And if you go back in, these are Series 1 photographs. Okay, this was the exhibit that they were going to present in court if a trial happened. Okay, so get this. They say Eric Gower, Toyota Prius, because we kept asking, what kind of car did Eric drive? And we know that Olivia's statement said that she had a video. She tracked down the video that they got home. And, you know, it was from the private driver. Well, private driver, he was off duty. So they said private driver. That makes sense. Check, check, check. But they never tell us what color his car was. But remember, when you watch this video, it looks like a dark blue colored car, and it is a Prius, and he was off duty. So remember in the documents that we went through so many times, okay? We talked about these documents. We told you what kind of car. A lot of people were saying that they got into a blue car. Now that makes sense that it was in fact a blue Toyota Prius. Okay, so the witnesses in this case said exactly what we just found out. So how could they continue to say their narrative and push their narrative when so many witnesses in the ISP documents, yes, they said clearly, nope, they got in a blue car. They got in a blue car. It was, in fact, blue, y'all. A blue Toyota Prius. So, yeah, the clowns. All the witnesses are telling, they're the only ones, witnesses are the only ones telling most of the truth. Okay? They did say they got into a blue car. And then now we see it how many months later? How many years later? Wild. Wild. Just wild. What else can you say? I mean, if you had to rate this case on a 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, how would you rate this case? It's wild. It's absolutely wild. They got into a blue vehicle. Okay. So, now, was it Gower's vehicle? Do we absolutely know for sure? No, we don't know. An 11. Y'all are funny. Why did Showalter say it was silver? Yes, he did. He did. We heard it. He called in the police. It's in his documents. I mean, if we start looking back at we know they lied. That's why I said the witnesses are the ones that are telling the truth. The ones that are not involved. The ones that 200, 2,000, 2,200. Lisa says 20 and F minus 10. Less than 12. Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. Liar, liar, pants on freaking fire. They are freaking liars. I mean, I just keep catching lies after lies. You know, the worst thing that I hate is when someone lies and I catch them in a lie. I'm like, I will not lie to you. Even if the truth is bad enough, I will not lie to you. Okay, I want to know about the date and the times. I do too. I do too. I just showed you that they benchmarked Brian Kohberger in a test on the 17th and they still arrested him. Now what do you say? Now what do you say? Let's rate MPD. Okay, Critic Rick. We'll do it just for SNS. Sheet and giggles. If you had to rate the Moscow Police Department on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, rate their investigation. In your humble opinion. Yep, Bill Thompson enjoys befriending crack friends, crackheads. MPD 50. Yeah, I hear you. An F minus. Oh, that's funny. That's a great question. Isn't it so freaking strange how they even have us questioning the actual day and the night of the death? Absolutely. At first I thought it was Friday. I really did. Until some of the other witnesses were saying, no, we didn't see them. You know, and the big party was on Friday night and it was never cleaned up. I mean, did they really just wake up and leave and go other places so they didn't have to clean up the place? I don't know. 10th to the 10th power. That one's good. 0 out of 5 stars worth I've ever seen. 10. Look at us all, our critics. 18 and a half. Wicca wicca. That's a good one. I'm so bad that I would never live in Moscow. Hey, you know, I wanted to show you this video the other day and I ran out of time. Let me show you this real quick. Okay, so there were 3 suspects. Let me get through this. There were 3 suspects that they were following that we know of per the ISP reports right here. Where'd it go? Okay. And they said so-and-so drives a blue blank, so-and-so drives a silver blank, and so-and-so drives a small white car, maybe a blank. And these were the people that they were talking about hazing allegations. They knew the incident. And this is the individual, my friends, that was called to testify by the defense. And this was, he even spoke to the FBI Thanksgiving weekend. They sent him down to Boise. He knew Xana. That was his Greek little. And they wanted him to testify on behalf of Brian Kohberger. That guy knew a lot. He knew about the hazing. He told them about the security to these houses. Told them how they, follow up and they make sure where everyone is at all times because they knew the hazing was so bad. They knew it. Okay? So, I mean, this guy knew a lot about the frat. A lot. Tons. This was just terrible. Someone knew who the 3 suspects may have been that took them all the way back to Boise. What an actual Volkswagen. What do you guys think? I don't know. I thought it was. Absolutely. I thought it was. But I thought this was Tim DeWolf, allegedly. I thought this was Tim DeWolf. And I could be wrong if somebody else knows who this was and narrowed it down to who we knew it was. See, here's the problem. Okay? They go and they interview, they ask about his whereabouts and his knowledge on the fraternity. They wanted to know who he knew in the fraternity that could have possibly done this. Okay? They wanted to know. The FBI went to his house on Thanksgiving weekend break. They wanted to know. Told him everything. He has classes with Maddie. Maybe this isn't who we think it is. If somebody knows who this is on document 44 and it starts at 54, let me know. I mean, some people, all this is redacted, so we really don't know who this is. We can assume. I just thought it was someone else. Or it possibly is. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me look at my notes too. They got a head count. Who is this? Does anybody know? In my notes, I have it blank, but I thought this was Tim DeWolf. All of them were at the corner club and nobody saw the altercation. The university is still looking into the fight at the formal event. I thought for sure this was somebody from Delta. Yeah, this is Tim DeWolf, I believe. I really believe it is. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. And this is pure speculation. So if somebody knows who that is, I mean, we can go through one by one by one and try to figure out who it is. That's who I thought it was. He recommended the university that blank write apology letters to the university and the sorority. Something happened at the formal. His other little sister hosted the party Friday night at the sorority. I bet that's when this all ensued, that Friday night. But this took place and they planned it the next day. It had to have been. The blank was turned over to the FBI so they could download the contents. He was talking with blank. The Snapchats and other were going on. Yeah, something is not. This person knew probably what was going on. Yeah. You know, and with the new documents, there is speculation about who these individuals are. Brian Koberger was listed with 2 other suspects. And if that's the truth, I have my own theory on how he was connected, because you do remember, and a lot of you are probably going to remember this, Judge did say, almost say, Kopaka. And if Brian Koberger knew Kopaka, then it's the, like I said the other day, the 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon. You kind of get an idea of if Koberger knew Kopaka, and allegedly Koberger was friends with him, friends in the sense that maybe, you know, Brian was a foreman to CI working for the feds, because if you go back and watch our interview or hear our interview with Will, Brian Koberger's friend, Will said Brian Koberger would go with him to score, basically, and get what he needed, but Brian would never use, which was kind of odd. And if he was friends with Kopaka and he was a informant or some type of fed, then perhaps, you know, that maybe he knew Kopaka was going to do that night. Maybe, who knows? I mean, You know, you hear things in circles. It's possible. Absolutely possible. And didn't Kopaka ride a motorcycle? Does anybody know for sure? Any pictures at all? Yeah, Les, I noticed that too. And I think that is a message to advance some type of activities. That's my humble opinion. Yeah. But I'm not blaming Brian. If Brian is a CI or a Fed, then he's the one that needs to be protected, because who wants everyone going after him? Right? They can't protect him on the street, but they can protect him if he's in custody. Protective custody exists, y'all. Yeah, protective custody exists. No, I didn't see. Hold on. I didn't know he had new obituary pictures. Hold on. Let me see. Plant trees, photos. Let's look at this just because we got on the topic. Let me switch it. All right. So this is his obituary page, and these are some photos that have been put up. His family, Christmas of 2008, U.S. Army. That was his boot camp graduation in 2005. Wow, he does look older than I thought. I didn't even notice. Thank you for letting us know there are some new pictures up there. And look at this that they put on his obituary, us and them. Wow, that's powerful. Wow, on December 11th, 2022. I wonder perhaps if he knew what was going to happen. I wonder where this was taken. Maybe Cascade, McCall, somewhere up there. I wonder if they even work together on something, you know, an operation or something of that nature. I mean, it absolutely it could seem that way or feel that way. Well, I agree, brother. I totally agree. But in some cases, you know, that might be the only option, especially if you've been a CI and you go back out on the street. Brent guy looks like the Sean Ryan show. Yeah. Chris Hughes. Who's Chris Hughes? I mean, we can go down that rabbit hole, right? Who's Chris Hughes? I said the exact same thing he stated on a live show. No one caught it by stance. Don't have his. Oh, really? Interesting. No, I have somebody that lives in the area and told me that they haven't seen his parents for a while. Yeah, haven't seen his parents for a while. Wicca, I missed something. Hold on, let me go back up. Kopaka has 3 brothers making DNA. It would not take DNA possibly to match. 3 legs and its face in the middle. Let me go back and look. I'm about 20 minutes behind, but you saying that BK parents not being home since the plea deal, there's also someone who grew up with him and knows his family. Hold on a minute. Did I miss something? Who was the other guy that passed away at the hospital? Said this exact same thing. Wow. My source is coming from someone who lives in the area and actually was in the first hearing in Pennsylvania when they arrested him and had his first hearing. So that's interesting. You didn't know Chris Hughes? No, I don't know who Chris Hughes is. Gray Hughes' husband. What? he came out with a video when Charlie was murdered. The alter ego. Can someone explain who that is? This is Brent Kopaka. He was unalived he was actually swatted. And those videos have recently come out. Do you guys want to take a poll and drop it if you want to watch those videos real quick? Drop a 1 if you want to watch them. They're really odd. They don't make sense. Really odd. This guy was a Purple Heart veteran. Yep. All right. We'll watch a little bit of them, but some of them are long. These are new. Just were released. Let me grab them real quick. I think I watched them a couple days ago. In the last 2 weeks. Okay, hold on. Let me pull them up. Here we go. Let me put it up on the screen. These body cams just, I don't know about it. It doesn't make much sense, but let's watch it. Remember, some of it is redacted. So this seems to be outside his living quarters. This was at 10:14. This ordeal started at 4 o'clock. So this is approximately 6 hours later. They brought in the SWAT team. And like I said, some of this is redacted. So as soon as...
That's one.
Shout out to Christie's Chaos, who... Now, like I said, this is pretty long. This is like a 4-hour video, so I will get to the highlights. So they arrive, like I said, the team has been there for a while, and you're going to see a lot of people waiting inside. And walking through this video, you'll see that, there's a lot of activity that goes on, preparation, coordination, and then they get up to the part where they're telling Brent, and this, I'm going to have to play, I'm going to have to play a Phoenix Fireball for you. I don't want to spoil the scene coming up, but let me tell you, okay, this was on the 15th of December. They were called to his apartment because of some threats or something of that nature, allegedly. But let me tell you something. When I heard what they were saying to him, they get in there. No, they were not very sympathetic or empathetic to a vet. They were not, in my humble opinion. Also, I agree with you. But they clearly tell him, Brent, you are under arrest. They don't tell him why. They just tell him he's under arrest. Under arrest for what? What was he being under arrest for? Anybody know why they were there to arrest him? And this is why I think the conflicts with all the reports. 305, yep. Here we go, listen.
They should have some more information for us shortly, but at this moment in time, we are deeming the situation currently over. Again, working on more information. We'll bring it to you, Clyde, as I get it.
I stay with me. There's 18 shots fired, and we know who fired.
So from what we understand, there's been a back and forth throughout the course of the morning, starting at 9 p.m.
18 shots fired.
An apartment complex. And one point, Clyde, to bring to you right now is the reason why police were so quick to work in the early hours of evacuating people. It sounds like the situation on the ground inside of the apartment complex was getting more and more severe. At one point, the individuals started to light a fire, and they had to call the police and the fire department and to put this fire out. So it was becoming more and more serious, which is why police made that decision to ultimately evacuate the building. They didn't start the evacuation process until roughly about, I would say, 3:34-ish. So it's been developing and moving since 9 last evening. But the person that I'm speaking to inside the building, who was living inside the building,
someone inside the building is talking to him.
Police can confirm to me multiple rounds were fired. Okay, but we don't know if it was police or that suspect or it was.
They are listening to the news while they're right there.
It was beanbags that were.
Bree? Oh, hey, it's Saturday.
And they're giggling and laughing.
How's your voice doing there?
And there's a red Solo cup on the floor. I don't know if you guys saw that. He looks down and it's on the floor. He's got a cup too.
This is already on KHQ. I'm just chilling. Sipping my water on my... This job is weird.
Okay, so this is the end when they say the shots were fired, okay? But when they go in there, let me get to that point. Remember, this thing's about 4 hours long. I'm just giving you the highlights. When they go in there, they're screaming, "You're under arrest." And I'm thinking, why are they telling him he's under arrest?
Hey, Romero, will you go hit 305 and help us carry some shit?
305?
You have an airdrop?
Oh, I'm supposed to be holding down the hallway.
Can't do that.
Yep.
Who's Nicholas guy? Gucci? Nice. I don't know. It is nice.
It's probably Willis.
I thought it was Willis. You got the Gucci shit. It's a medium one. Only got Gucci. It's medium. Other small, man.
Was Willis on the SWAT team also? That's the guy from the Capitol Hill beat. Does anyone know? Is that the Willis they're talking about?
That's
what I thought. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Yeah, I had no surgery on Friday.
Oh, I didn't?
Yeah, so
Next time you gotta take your boots off, no? I know. I thought about asking.
I'm double checking with Alex which direction we're going.
I mean, here's the weird thing to me. This does not look like it was a planned out strategic event. This looks like, to me, oh yeah, I should have put the captions on, sorry. It says they're unavailable. It looks like to me this was some type of training. They're laughing, they're giggling. That is in my humble opinion. I tried to see if there's captions. There weren't.
Okay.
Just right door, probably.
Just a second. So, yeah, everything beyond this, for sure.
This is after allegedly they did what they needed to do. But let me grab another video real quick. Hold on. Let me grab another video and I'll show you the actual beginning of it. Okay, so this is at the beginning. And this is, let me see if there's a really quick captions on this one. Nope. I don't know why they put it unavailable.
Have an RP reporting a disorderly at Southeast Bypass Drive, Southeast Grand Lawn at Sunrise Park.
Yes, this is the body cam from the Kopaka event. This is when they first get there. And it's redacted, obviously. It's muted out. This is at Christie's Chaos. This one is not as long.
Do you have some time for questions real quick?
Sure.
Okay. What's your name?
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Christin.
S-T-I-N.
I-A-N.
I-A-N. I apologize. What's your middle initial?
H.
H. And your last name?
Yenna. Y-E-N-N-A.
And
Now, why
you live
didn't
in
they
apartment
redact all
311?
that?
311. And what's your unit number?
B.
B. Okay. And the person we're talking about, what's his name?
Brent.
Do you know what his last name is?
I don't know.
Do you know anything about him?
Not a whole lot. I know he was in the Army.
Army?
He said he has PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah. I know he's 35 and that's
35?
Yeah.
Where's he from?
I don't actually know.
Okay. What happened today?
I don't really know, honestly. He just had one of his episodes where he just goes off ranting and throwing stuff.
Did he say anything about shooting anybody?
He did, honestly. Yeah, he said he was gonna shoot. He was gonna shoot somebody. He started saying he started cussing a couple of times. He said something about letting his brother go. He's asked me before if I even fought his brother, and I've never met anybody from his family.
Letting his brother go. What did you take that to mean?
He made it sound like somebody was holding him against the will.
Okay. Did you think when he said he was gonna start shooting somebody that that person could potentially be you or one of your roommates?
I did not know.
You don't know, or you do not believe so?
I don't believe so.
Don't believe so. Okay. What type of weapon did you see Brent have?
He had a pistol. That's all I saw. I saw him this morning when I went out to get breakfast.
Okay.
He had it on the counter.
Okay. What were you doing in your room when we came in?
I was watching NCIS.
All right.
God.
Were you concerned about your safety at all?
No.
Okay. And Christian, what's your phone number?
It's 360
360
914
914.
8625.
No, this is actually his roommate, guys. It was his roommate. I guess they went to go and try to find where he was after he needed to evacuate, so they caught back up with him.
8625. And where's your driver's license from?
Here, Washington.
Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to talk to you real quick. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think is important for me to know?
I don't think so. I know, because I've spoken with crew housing about him before, and they said he's been calling them trying to get, things down and, getting things under control, but that's okay.
Okay. Would you find it shocking or surprising if one of your other roommates thought that Brent was going to hurt them or shoot them?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. And how many roommates do you have?
Just two, Brent and Jordan.
Brent and Jordan. Okay. Do you have someplace safe you can go?
I can. Unfortunately, it's about 8 miles away from here.
Is there any way that we can help you out? Because we kind of...
Let him sit in the back of my patrol car. I've got a cadet in there right now, so...
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Christian.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, my phone is still in my room. I did not grab it.
I'm sorry. If we can help you with numbers or calling, please let us know, okay?
Yeah, because they're not letting him back in a crime scene.
Go get my gun and shoot you.
Hey.
So I was taking a brief nap.
Okay, so this is the redacted portion, then it comes back on.
Okay, I am recording our conversation now. Jordan, what is your last name?
This is the other roommate.
Baker.
B-A-K-E-R?
Yeah.
And your first name, Jordan?
Yeah.
And when is your birthday?
October 8th, 1995.
And what's your middle name?
Christopher.
With a K or a C?
A C.
Okay, and you live at apartment 311 at 1000 Southeast Utah?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what happened today.
So I was taking a brief nap after I went to Chipotle today, and then I was awoken by screaming, yelling, throwing some pots and pans on the sink by my roommate Brent. And within those 2 hours, especially the last hour and a half before I got picked up out of the apartment by my friend Brian Torino, he was making death threats towards me and my roommate when we weren't in the room, but he was threatening to shoot multiple times. He was threatening to do harm to his neighbors. He was just talking crazy. So It was almost like he was talking to somebody that wasn't even there, almost like a psychosis.
And so when you said that he was threatening to shoot you and your roommate, what specifically did you hear him say?
I specifically heard him say, hey, if you don't move out of this apartment in 5 minutes, I'm going to go get my gun and shoot you.
Hey, if you don't move out of this...
In 5 minutes. He's like, you got 5 minutes or you're up. Or he was like, you have 5 minutes or I'm going to shoot.
Okay. And so he said, hey, if you don't move out of this apartment in 5 minutes, I'm going to shoot you?
Yep.
And you got 5 minutes or I'm going to shoot?
Yep.
Okay. And did you take that to mean he was going to kill you?
Yeah. Possibly. I also was wondering if he was hallucinating or if he was talking crazy, but I kind of wanted to bet the worst case scenario that that's what he meant.
Okay.
So.
And do you believe that he has the ability to potentially shoot and kill you?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what time did he say that at?
Let me look at the time. I would say around like 8:30, 8:40.
8:30 or 8:40?
Yeah.
And how long before you called police did he say that?
I believe it was 10 minutes before.
10 minutes before?
My friends got the police involved.
Okay. And what type of firearm did you see him with?
He has a rifle.
A rifle? Okay. I appreciate you talking with me. I may call you back if I have more questions. Is there any possibility after we got Christian out of the...
Okay, so this guy says, Jordan, says he has a rifle. The other guy just said he had a pistol. So is it both or one or the other?
The apartment, that there's anybody else in the apartment that is not Brent?
The only person that's in the apartment that's potentially in harm's way is Christian, my roommate. We offered to pick him up, but he refused.
Okay.
So he's actually more in a bad situation than I am.
Okay.
But I know the police are there, so.
Yeah, Christian's not. He's not in the apartment anymore.
Okay.
Thank you very much for talking with me. I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So this part is redacted, then they go on to go back up. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the thumbs up. Dude needs to stop smoking.
I'm going down to Wade. What? I'm going down to Wade. Batteries. Where's Ruben? Where's Ruben at, you know?
I don't know, but...
We got more batteries if we need to. Heidi put tape on them so we know where they came from.
No.
You want them out?
So right now they are evacuating this whole floor and probably a couple of the other floors because they are getting ready to go into Brent's apartment. He is alone, and this is what I told you where they start screaming, "You're under arrest." Under arrest for threats? Is that what they were arresting him for? Because his roommates are now saying that he's threatening them? And that's why I said it looks like some type of operation or, you know, a drill or something. And that is exactly what my thought was when I first heard of his arrest or potential arrest / swatting event. Where was the negotiator?
Yeah. Does Ruben need a battery? What's that? Does Ruben need a battery? Can I leave this with you in case you need one? Why don't you leave it there? These are batteries.
Why is that guy carrying around an invoice, y'all? Did y'all see that? Why is this guy walking around? Watch. Look at the way they look at him.
Huh?
Does anyone get a camera battery? They can take mine.
I don't think so. What's that? When I get off my ass and come in. Probably Friday. Are you back already? Sorry.
He told him some invoice.
82nd Airborne kind of amps it up a little bit.
82nd Airborne amps it up a little bit.
Is Ruben out in the field? Jared?
The yellow sign said invoice. They redacted this, but here they go.
Show me your hands. Please, show me
Hold me, please. Hands up. Hold me, please.
Police department, hands up. Slowly come to the door. Do it now. Hold please. Come on out. Hands empty. Do it now. You want to see? Yeah, I believe so.
Is he?
You're not going to one on the right. You want to straight ahead.
And for sure not an A behind us.
For sure. Heidi.
Yes.
For everyone to come to the front door of this apartment.
We need all units to come to 311, top floor. Hands up.
Hands up. Hands first. We hear you. Okay.
Hands where we can see them. Interlaced on top of your head.
No,
That's.
no, wait. Hold on to the dog. Heidi, take them out to the hall.
Move. Go.
Go with your dog. Hold on to your dog.
Hold on to your dog. Do not let go.
Heidi, get back.
Get him back. You. What? Move.
Go. Out the hall.
Down the hall.
Back up to the hall.
Move. Get. We're gonna back out. No one else.
Everybody out. Confirm with him that no one else is in.
Is there anybody else in the apartment?
Yeah. Room A.
Room A.
So your other roommate said that this roommate making threats to kill you guys. He's got a rifle. So
Is there A, B, and C, or is there a third before?
I know it's not a rifle. It's a pistol, and he's been acting like this for quite a while.
Okay. Which room is he in?
Room A.
He's in room A.
Yeah, one over in the left corner.
So the room right off to the right.
he's in this one over here.
No, to the left. So that's my door right there. Room A is just right on the other side.
Right. Can you take him down to his roommate in the parking lot? And,
You want me to take him down?
yes, this guy right there.
Okay, come down. Okay, walk all the way down. Go to 311. You guys go to 311. Hey, guy. What's your name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, I want you to stay close to the building.
Okay. I'm just gonna hand that white car right there.
Didn't he just say his name was Christian? Didn't he just say his name was Christian? Gabrielle? Is that his last name?
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So, we're gonna walk close to the building. Let's go. So, Gabrielle, we're gonna take a left. Go ahead. Okay, walk along this line and go straight up this way. Copy. You're supposed to what?
Leave you so you can go get a shield.
This is a SWAT team call out. Okay, hi. Jordan's in the backseat. Hi, Jordan. Okay, we are going to try and end this situation peacefully. Is there anybody else in the apartment that is not the person that was making threats?
Besides me and Brent.
Okay, so, okay, and what is his name?
Brent.
Brent. And what is Brent's last name?
Don't know.
Tell me everything you know about Brent as quick as you can.
I believe he has some sort of mental illness. He drinks, that I know. So there's nights where he drinks. Sometimes he'll come in at odd times of the
Isn't
night.
she
What color is
supposed
he?
to be the
White.
negotiator?
Is he big or small?
Small. There's been,
Says 35.
35.
35 years old.
35.
Where's he from?
I believe Colorado.
Colorado.
If I'm not mistaken.
Was he a football coach?
Well, coach, that I don't know.
Okay. So
Football coach.
if you
Wait
guys
a
could
minute.
leave the
Hold on a
area,
minute.
that would honestly be best for you. Can I get a phone number that I can reach you at?
Hold on
Is he big or small?
Small. There's been,
Says 35.
35.
35 years old.
35.
Where's he from?
I believe Colorado.
Colorado.
If I'm not mistaken.
Was he a football coach?
A football coach.
Okay. So
What?
if you guys could leave the area, that would honestly be best
Wait
for
a minute.
you.
She asked him, was he a football coach? She asked him.
Colorado.
If I'm not mistaken.
Was he a football coach?
Well, coach, that I don't know.
Okay. So if you guys could leave the area, that would honestly be best for you. Can I get a phone number that I can reach you at, Jordan? Or, yeah, Jordan.
509
509 339 0986. Okay. Gab.
Do you have a ride somewhere, or you got?
Well, so we're encouraging him not to go to his car because that's within line of sight of.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
So if you guys could transport him and the dog, that would be amazing. Even if you guys hang out in the Pullman Police Department lobby, that would be helpful.
Yeah, you need a ride, Christian?
Thank you for your help. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna head back and get a shield. So can you go up and hang out? Because they asked me to have everybody come up to 311. And I need to go figure out where the shields are but my guess it's in a SWAT room where I don't have access to.
Wild. Okay, so that was the first one. There is another one. I don't know if you guys want to watch through that one. I've got time if you guys do. And this one is probably it's a continuation. So if you want to watch the rest of it, we can. And basically this is okay, hold on a minute. Let me grab this one and we'll play it. This is the 948.
Hey, just so you guys are aware, I'm going to get over these cars and see.
They redact quite a bit of it too, and then there's a black screen coming up. So just so you guys know. And I'm going to speed it up just so we're not here like all freaking night. They redact a lot of it, so.
Hi, how did you get here?
I got working.
Okay, did you go around the signs that said road closed?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta turn around.
And what road I have to get for go to my work?
Where's work at?
On the university here.
So if you turn around and you go out to Terraview, take a left on Terraview, you can get onto WC's campus if you turn onto Grimes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just passed through that. A lot of this is redacted, guys, and then
No, he's throwing stuff.
and these videos kind of jump around, by the way, so hold on.
I just talked to the guys up there. I live in a coffee house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just not safe, man.
No, I get it.
If it was, we would totally let you.
I understand that.
We're trying to work on the
Yeah,
situation.
I wouldn't feel very comfortable going up there right now anyway.
Okay. You're gonna be hanging out here for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Hello.
She takes a phone call, all redacted.
Right now, she's in the same apartment with me.
Cat lady.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Lena with Office. I looked through all of his involvement. I do not see any family at all. And the only sort of relationship mentioned is there was a friend who reported him as a suicidal person back in March.
What's his name?
Aaron Duncan. The only thing that's a little bit odd about this is this guy has an Illinois address, but
He has that guy on his Facebook, so let's go for it. Phone number.
Okay. 815
Okay.
914
Okay.
5789.
Okay. Thank you.
And then I was just gonna confirm with you guys. Did you guys see that Jordan said there was a third roommate in there?
I did not see anything. So who's the third? Do you know?
Christian Jenna.
Okay, I've already tried to get a hold of him.
Okay, and right before you guys arrived, Jordan was telling me Christian had locked himself in his own, like in Christian's bedroom because he was too scared to leave when Jordan did.
Okay.
I don't know if he ever came out, and that was in the call, but it was
So, of course, this is before the last one. Like I said, these are all over the place.
like right when you guys were arriving, so I don't know if you guys saw that. He was still in there, but I just wanted to confirm that nothing was.
Okay, I will find out. Hey. So there's a.
Wait, one of Branson. What's your goal?
Is someone on your guys' side at WC? Are they talking to the other roommates?
Engineers.
Oh, okay.
I know that we had a call down in the parking lot.
Your school's not tree, but that's smart stuff.
Because it sounds like there's a possibility one of the roommates is still in there. Hey, Jordan. How do you? Hey, it's Officer Knoxville. Can you hear me? Hey, is there a chance?
Yeah, there's a chance. I have a question. So is he gonna be at the apartment tonight, or?
No, but you can't come back yet.
Okay.
So is Christian in there?
That I believe he is, because he wanted to be left on his own vices.
Okay. And I tried to get a hold of him. He hasn't gotten a hold of me back. So okay, I appreciate it.
So is the investigation gonna go on through the rest of the night?
It could. It could. So I would find somewhere else to stay. Of 3 people that live there, or 4?
3.
Okay, so this is the code for Washington, and it basically says the code that they're showing for redacted, investigative law enforcement and crimes, and they are saying that it is 42.56 So 42.56 42.56 46.56 56. Section 240. And they are specifying it is 14A2. 14A2. There is no A2. 14A1. The interior of a place or residence where a person has reasonably expected of privacy. So let me get this right. Obviously, the body cam is the 14, and then it says clearly on the screen right here, 14A2. 14A2. Maybe I'm blind tonight. I just don't see 14A2. There's a 1, but I don't see. Oh, here it is. Duh. No. Hold on a minute. It gives little I2. There is 14A. I sure don't see a 2. Somebody show me. That don't make sense. And if it is the disclosure of a body cam worn, is presumed to be highly offensive to a reasonable person under that depicts any mental facility, counseling, therapeutic office where a patient is registered, treated, or families or the care team. That doesn't make sense. 42.56 Yeah. Something's not right here, folks. Let me look in the PDF. This is the actual law. 14A. 14A. Yeah, something's not right here with this picture. Wonder if they're just throwing it up on the screen, hoping that nobody checks it. You know, that's kind of how I feel right now. I know how to read documents, and I'm I'm like, what? Who put this together? That is wild. 14 subsection. Wow. Well, that's what that code is. I call BS.
Person. You what? So Christian and Brent and okay, and you don't know if Christian is out or not. You think he's in his room?
Yeah, I don't know.
A roommate.
What does he look like?
What's Christian look like?
He's black.
He's black.
Very short.
Okay, he's out.
Okay, so this was before they run into Christian. His name is Christian.
See if I can get more. Okay, can you just tell me a little bit about him? We're really worried about him right now, so we're just trying to be able to talk to him. I'm having a really hard time hearing you. Your phone's sounds like you're on speaker. Okay.
So I don't know how someone could say Chris M had a whole podcast how he found the glove when in the Moscow Police Department documents they found the glove, picked up the glove, and yeah, I'm so confused. So somebody has a video out there claiming that they found the glove. Is that what, or they saw the glove? Is that what was going on with the glove? We're in the middle of watching Brent Kopaka getting swatted and all the details that are disgusting. That, why did they say Illinois? He was from Illinois and a football coach. Allegedly, she asked if he was a football coach.
Yes. Can you tell me about him?
Yeah, what would you like to know?
And, you know, Yvonne, this is the picture that I shared. 25 feet away from the front door would be right near that trash can. Yeah, right there, right here near the trash can. That's wild. Absolutely wild.
I guess mental health illnesses or just anything that I guess is concerning about him.
He drinks a lot.
Okay.
A lot. And he's probably not the happiest person.
Okay.
From what he tells me, his parents suck.
Okay.
He's a veteran. He went through a lot in the Army. He got hurt. The only problem is my whole life he's lied about a lot of really dumb stuff, so I never know what's the 100% truth.
Okay.
And I don't know his parents.
Okay. Is he from? Where are you from?
Illinois.
Is he from Illinois?
From what I know, he's from Colorado and then moved to Illinois.
Okay.
He's about 14.
Okay. All right. Do you know if he has, like, other than the drinking, do you know if he has any mental health issues?
Probably, but I don't think they were, like, diagnosed or at least treated. I'm pretty sure they're not treated.
Okay.
I don't think he goes to the doctor for.
So his friend is saying that Brent Kopaka was from Illinois, not Pennsylvania. I don't know who started the rumor there. And that he didn't have a good relationship with his parents. Now, this is all hearsay from this witness. And he really isn't close to his family. That's not a friend.
Do you know if he has, like, other than the drinking, do you know if he has any mental health issues?
Probably, but I don't think they were, like, diagnosed or at least treated. I'm pretty sure they're not treated.
Okay.
I don't think he goes to the doctor for things like that, for mental health. Is he okay?
So, yeah, he's okay right now. Currently, we're just worried about him. He's locked himself in the apartment, and we're trying to talk to him.
Like suicidal or what?
We're not sure.
Because he does that a lot, and I'm not sure if it's, like, I'm pretty sure it's a cry for help thing, but he never, like, goes through with it. Like, I need to stop doing this, and I need to go to do this, and he just never goes through because it's the drunk Brent that wants to help. And then when he's sober, oh, man, I got drunk last night. I shouldn't have got so drunk, you know, or whatever.
Okay.
It all comes out with the drinking.
Yeah. Okay. What can you tell me anything about, like, his time in the service?
82nd Airborne Division. As far as I know, he got hurt. He was in a. Again, I don't know how true this story is, but he was driving a Humvee, he hit an IED, and pretty much everyone died but him.
Yeah, I hear you, Caleb. Who needs a friend like this? But I think they're trying to get enough background on it to kind of assess the situation and what they're looking for. Do I think it was cool? Absolutely not. But this guy seems to know Brett, most likely to know him. know some more details. He's saying that he had a, heavy drinking problem, rift in relationships. He knew enough that he was in the 82nd Airborne and what happened to him seems more credible than some of the people out there making up stories, right? I don't know who this individual is, but he seems to know a lot about him.
And I think that may have happened on more than one occasion, but I'm pretty sure it happened at least once. And he's had surgeries on his back because of it. And I'm pretty sure he's on like medical and things, like still gets paid from the Army because of the injury and stuff.
Okay. You said Army.
Yes, 82nd Airborne. Yeah.
Okay, I got that. Was he? I mean, did he have issues before he was in the military? Do you know?
You'd be surprised, Yvonne, how many vets do self-medicate. And, thank God I've never had an injury that substantial or back surgery or anything like that needed. But I will say, there are a lot of vets that do have PTSD. And yeah, it happens.
Mental health wise?
Yeah.
Probably. I just know his parents were not the best. And we did a lot of partying as teenagers, a lot of drinking as kids. And but as far as mental health goes, I mean, probably nothing abnormal. Like, I don't ever remember him hurting himself, or like, we listened to dark, angry music and hated the world and shit. We were just angsty teenagers, I don't know if any of this is helping or
No, it
making
is.
sense.
It is helpful. Yeah. So I guess, when did you notice? The drinking getting worse?
Oh, I mean, it's always been that way.
Okay. And you said when he threatens suicide, what type of way does he tend to threaten it?
It's usually jokingly. In fact, not too long ago, he was staying in a hotel, and he said something about killing himself, and I called the hotel, and the guy pretty much hung up on me, told me to call the cops, so I called the cops.
Okay.
And then he told the cops that, he's like, I'm a vet, I have PTSD, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and call people and say dumb shit. But that wasn't the case at all, and I, on like 98% of my heart, he was just messing with me, and think he was having fun, but I never know with him, so I just...
That's smart. No, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you did that. Has he told you how he was going to kill himself?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Do you think he would hurt anybody?
Honestly, no, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so right there they say that it's possible this is his friend. He knows the history. He did call some place and tell him that, what he said. But, this is the big but. He clearly said he doesn't think he'll hurt anyone. That was enough. That he was not combative.
Do you know if he's ever threatened to shoot anybody?
No, he's not a violent dude at all. He's kind of a system.
He's not a violent dude at all. He's not confrontational.
Okay.
He's not a fighter. He's not a macho dude.
He's not a fighter or a macho dude.
Nothing like that at all.
Wow, this is wild. Does this look like a combative macho dude? In my humble opinion, maybe he drinks a little too much. Maybe he gets a little aggressive. But that guy who was his friend said this is not someone who is combative or confrontational. Wow, that just sealed the deal for me. That is his friend. He seems to know more about him than anyone. Wow. That's wild. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Okay.
I really don't think he'd pull the gun out.
Okay. Has he ever talked about his roommates to you?
Very vaguely. I've known for him to have girlfriends here and there that don't last very long. And I don't know, right now, I don't know what his living situation is. I don't have a clue because I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Okay.
The last thing I knew was like, I assumed he was running from going to jail. That's what I assumed because...
When did you get that?
Oh man, I don't know, but I think he said it before in like the last couple of years.
Okay.
He's constantly moving from state to state. Like sometimes he don't even have sometimes he's living in a hotel, sometimes he's living in a truck.
What's his pickup look like, do you know?
From what I remember, he's red.
Okay.
So he drives a red pickup. He moves a lot from state to state.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else, like I said, I didn't ask you that might concern you about him that we need to know about for our safety?
No, like he probably has guns in there, but I really don't think he would like hurt anyone. I really don't.
Okay.
And he says again, yeah, he's got guns, but I really don't think he'll hurt anyone.
Has he talked about what kind of guns he has?
I don't have a clue.
Okay.
I'm guessing he probably does because he's a veteran.
Understand. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
They're not for like, he doesn't hunt. I'm pretty sure it'd be like one gun and it's for like protection.
Okay.
If he even has one, might have pawned it or sold it. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that he's harmless. He just has had a rough childhood. He didn't have a good time with the heart, a lot of drinking problems, probably super depressed, a lot of mental illness. He's probably fucking done with life, but not wanting to kill himself twice. I bet he's just like, he's just sad. He's just sad. So.
Okay. Does he work? Does he have a job?
No, he hasn't, as far as I know, in a really, really long time.
Okay. 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 Well, I appreciate you talking to me. Can I call you back if I have any more questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Bye.
My plan for Jared is to be in the parking lot if necessary. Copy. I'd like Ego in place before Jared comes into the parking lot.
The roommate thinks his room is... Jordan says he thinks his room is in B.
That's the one that Christian
I know. He's not very helpful. So, could you hear my conversation with a friend?
Not really.
So he was Army 82nd Airborne, got injured. We definitely go down there.
Sure. Copy for 06.
Would you like me to go down there? Yep. Okay. I can leave that here. I'll take a picture really quick.
Yeah, I just want to let you know the guy can segment it somehow.
Yep. Actually, I'll take a picture of that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So, he, again, this is...
Let me get this right. They put this redacted sign up here on this video. They're standing around an apartment community and they're not letting us see because of this little statue they put up there, but that doesn't exist on their website. So where are they at talking about all this? Are they really on scene? Is that because all this is blacked out?
Front door. In case you guys need to know at some point. I saw him here. As I was backing aside, I did not see his hands or weapon. And he walked into C.
Okay.
And then we got Christian out of here, and then we got...
Okay. You keep that. I'll keep that for you guys.
Wait, Kayla's at 100.
Yeah, they're standing in the hallway in a public space. Okay, so this is the last part that we'll watch real quick. And let me get this one. I think it's this one. And hold on one second. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on. They basically just storm it and they're yelling, "You're under arrest. You're under arrest." And here is the video. I'm getting ready to pull it up. Hold on, folks. There are like 20 different videos.
Kind of going off Ray's question, do we want anybody downrange then?
Down the stairwell. So I wouldn't want anybody on this floor.
Okay.
But
It's in the stairwell.
In the stairwell down below. Where's that button?
He was
That truck. Yeah. Which is
Sun Rental.
Okay. What do you think about Mike and Wade in the stairwell?
Mike's on light duty.
Oh, that's right.
I'm good, but it's just me, so send me somebody else, please.
So not yet.
We got Garrett coming still.
So they're waiting for the order to go.
All right, let's step onto that. Yeah.
What's up?
Like it? Josh, you want to take Wade's spot? Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of with Ray's question. If he flees with a firearm, we either need to shoot him or chase him.
Yes.
So that retract my previous non-chasing statement. We need to apprehend him and stop him.
Yes. Wade.
Yes.
Do you want to go get recording and bring it back to Ryan?
How about I grab 2, and then if I get one more body, I can wait in that stairwell until we're leave.
Perfect.
Okay.
So Josh, Wade's going to come out behind you and go to the right.
Coming up the stairwell.
Okay, here's the next one. So this is all broken up. And this is the end right before.
0705 no phone. Good copy.
Come.
I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. I mean, I put it on 1.5. Yeah, there is no negotiator, obviously.
Do you want to do limited penetration now?
They basically said that they need to subdue him if he flees.
Well, I'm all OC.
And shout out, this is Christy's Chaos. She's got all the videos.
So let's do that one.
Alright. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so here's
Exactly, Chris.
Brent, you are under arrest. If you do not comply, force may be used against you. That force may include the use of chemical agents.
How much supplies do you bring up at the quarter?
Make sure your hands are up and empty.
So I brought our satchel. I got a bunch of stuff, but I only had 5.
So tell me, they get all this background on him. They've been at a standstill for a while, and then now they start screaming he's under arrest. If this guy is having a mental health crisis, I'm just saying at the time, if allegedly he was having a mental health crisis, how is telling him he's under arrest? And why are they arresting him? What was the premise for his arrest? Yeah, like, let's not do this. Where is the negotiator? They had a warrant. What was the warrant for? What was the warrant for? That's my question. They did. It sounded like they agitated the situation. They absolutely. What was the arrest for? What was that warrant? Has anybody actually seen the paperwork for the warrant? I don't know. So why were they investigating who he was, where he came from, where he lived, what he did, and then all of a sudden they come to the conclusion, don't they have somebody on their SWAT squad team that is a recognized mental, yes, an expert on their team that handles situation like that? Was there really a warrant? Has anyone seen the warrant released from Pullman? Because I haven't. They haven't released anything other than they did an investigation and there were no wrongdoing found on their behalf. Yeah, dead men can't talk. I mean, think about it. What were they there going to arrest him on?
5 OC ferrets and only 3 have been fired.
Brent, come out with your hands up and empty. We want to resolve this peacefully.
Alex?
Yes.
You want some blue nose at the window?
I would say we wait to find where we get more OC ferrets.
Okay.
Can will you go find some?
My client at this point, he's shown a pretty high desire.
So, Olin,
Yep.
can you come with me?
I'd love to go with you.
So, well, between the SWAT box and whatever Olin has, I'll find more OC ferrets.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay.
Some of them did have masks on. Okay, so that was that one. There is one last one, I believe, and this one is they had the chair under the door.
I think you can holster for a bit if you want.
That's what it feels like, Mini Mo.
Probably about a little after 8:30. the only person dedicated to patrol right now is Cole.
Okay.
Correct.
I think so.
Yeah, because Westerman, Shane, and you are here.
Okay.
Hello, this is Ruben. So maybe you could contact records, but the only person dedicated to patrol at this moment is Humphrey. So if we have 1 or 2 people available to come in to be available for everything else, that would be awesome. Thank you. So right now, Wade and I are in 305 across the hall from the target. From that direction, yes, but I'm not sure precisely. Right now, she's in the same apartment with me. Thank you. Bye.
What's his name? He has that guy on his Facebook, so let's go for it. Phone number. Okay. Thank you. I did not see anything, so who's the third, you know? Okay, I've already tried to get hold of him.
I'm guessing when you said they're on the way to us, so that's from the station.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went from somebody that someone called in they were concerned with to a target, and now he's under arrest.
Here, Rotsy, you care if I can steal a glass of water?
Yeah.
Water for now, thanks, though. Thank you. Stay hydrated, Will.
Yeah, no kidding.
So there's a
What do you plan on branching? What's your goal?
I'm split between infantry and armor.
Engineers, best of both. Engineers cool as infantry, but you're also smarter, so that's what I did. Funny, my most is armor. You know, it is cool. Alright, power.
Is there a chance? But you can't come back yet. So is Christian in there? Okay. And I tried to get a hold of him. He hasn't called me back, so okay. I appreciate it. They could. So I would find somewhere else to stay. Okay, I gotta go.
Wait, how many people live there?
So a total of 3 people that live there, or 4? Total of 3. And so you, one other person is for sure out. Who's the other person?
We got a young black male out of the apartment.
You what? So Christian and Brandon. Okay, and you don't know if Christian is out or not. You think he's in the room?
Who is Christian? Get a description of him.
What's Christian look like? He's black.
We got him out.
Okay, he's out. Okay. Okay.
That's him.
Yep.
Okay. All right, he's out, so don't worry about that. Bye. Cool. He must have just walked out.
Is that?
Where was Christian coming from?
No, we went in and got him.
We went and got him.
Oh, okay.
So, Aaron, if for some reason we all go into the apartment, can you see the floor plan over there? No. Good. Negative, I've just been sending people to the area of Benoit and Laetop. So is it two rooms? So
it's 3 bedroom.
Front doors here. There's an angled wall to a bedroom here. Gotcha. So A bedroom, B bedroom, C bedroom. Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, these videos are not in any type of order, so you have to go through all of them. They weren't put in order the proper way. So we just watched the last one where they say, hey, you're under arrest, open the door. They won't show us any of the actual, everything has been redacted. If they did fire their weapons, you don't hear it. And that was the last one where they were trying to decide what they were going to do. Other than when they knock on the door and say, we want to resolve this peacefully, and then they are telling him he's under arrest. And that was it. So if you want to watch any of these videos, definitely go over to Christie's Chaos. Thank you for that. There are certain videos up there, a lot of the Brent Kopaka videos, and it looks like some more of the Molly Cam and stuff like that. So last thing before I run off tonight, there is this, I don't want to say a rumor, but somebody had put this in my chat on a video that I did, and they said, and I'll let you read it word for word, and I'm going to show you a picture real quick. They said, here we go. Exact word for word. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. My mind's just been blown away. Okay, and I'm thinking, all right, I hear you. My mind's been blown how many times in this case? Every day it's something new. I agree. What they did, very wrong. Very wrong. It does make me sad to hear about this. So, this is in regards to Xana. Someone put this on my, I guess they tagged me in a video. They said, my mind's just been blown. Over on Birdie's channel, blank was Xana at the corner club with Kaylee and Maddie. I've heard this rumor, and I'm going to say it's a rumor. And, you know, if you know anything about underage drinking, this campus is swarming with cops that are really trying to have them stop drinking on and off campus, and also give tickets, because that's the majority of some of their income in the city, in my humble opinion. And when you see something like this and you think, why would somebody start making this rumor that Xana was at the corner club? And the first thing that comes to my mind is, don't people check, verify facts? Xana was 20, okay? She's 20. She was 20 at the time she passed. Her birthday was in July, which means she just turned 20. Now, at most places, they card you to make sure you are drinking age because, honestly, factually, they don't want to lose their liquor license, folks. Okay? No one wants to lose their liquor license and potentially be closed down. So if you ever hear a rumor like this one that's been going around, it's hot and heavy, and oh my God, Xana was at the corner club. Remember what AI can do out there. I am not a big fan of AI. Just letting you know that. Okay? And, you know, anyone can Google Xana's age. Anyone. You, me, the birds, the bees. Xana was 20. And I just don't think that they would let her in an underage bar, especially the corner club, mind you, or any club for that fact, right? So why are they releasing all these mysterious videos? The video of the grub truck, the video of this, the video of that, the video. Who is releasing these videos is what you need to ask yourself. Anyone can make a fake ID, absolutely. But how can she be in two places at once? If Xana was at the corner club, then who was she with and how did she get in? I didn't hear of anyone else going to the corner club. And seriously, Emily Alant in her interview said, we don't party with them. Them being Maddie and Kaylee. So when you see videos like this, ask yourself, is this AI? There are trackers and tools out there to kind of help you determine if it's not AI. Definitely check it out for yourself. The recent video that they got in the car, where did that video come from? Is my question. Who verified it? Was it released by the authorities? Who was it released by? And why was it released on the night that all these documents were released by the ISP in forensics? Very interesting. You have to ask yourself, what other spooky situations or spooky information or wild rumors will come out of this when more documents drop? Because the more documents are going to drop very soon. The judge specified they had a certain date. More documents in the Idaho case file will drop on Bryan Kohberger. And as they continue to drop, we will get a little bit more information. And you'll see a lot less information, unfortunately, because that's the way it goes. So thanks for joining in this special live stream. We've been live quite a while. I thank every single one of you for tuning in and listening in. This was totally not planned, but it was enjoyable. And if you have any thoughts, drop them down below. I have a question for Phoenix on the docs. They have 5. Could the 5th victim be a fetus? Very possible. If it's a human life, they will normally say that. But we don't know who the 5th victim is. If there was a 5th victim, was the 5th victim a perpetrator? I don't know. Those are just really great questions we need to start asking ourselves. There's more. There's thousands of pages I haven't even got through. I just brought you a couple of the new highlights that I caught. That there is Bryan Kohberger's name in this document way before we were told. Way before. And they tested it. On the 17th, they named him and said, nope, not his DNA. But they turned around in 2 days and went after him and arrested him. Where's the evidence that even remotely says Kohberger did this? None. None that I have seen. Every single day we learn more. Tune in on Monday at 11 a.m. for the next drop of what I found in the ISP documents. Every single one of you be well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your family. And we'll see you back here on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Drop some love in the chat. Hit the thumbs up button on the way out. Make sure you check out Justice for All. All these new documents are also there. In case you don't know how to get to them, Justice for, FOURALL, is the only website that has all the documents connected. Be well.
thunder in my footsteps, feel the wind I chase. Chains can't hold my spirit, justice is my crown. I'm riding into sunrise, claiming every town.
No fear in my reflection, shedding every guise. In the roar of freedom's course, hear my battle cry. I rise up like a phoenix riding north's first light, tearing on my blindness, scorching through the night. No more chained by rumors or the poison lies. I find my freedom where the truth will rise. Forward ever, onward, never looking back again. Stamping out the darkness, feel the roaring wind.